Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alice. Today we're going to be doing an instant relief flow for prolapse symptoms, including that heavy kind of tampon falling out feeling that you can get. So you need to be confident with the Hypopressives breath work if you want to do this flow. So if you're a complete beginner, have a little look in the description. There are some ways I can help you there. There's a beginner's playlist, tasters, other things. So have a little look down there. If you are confident with your own practice, we're going to get started. So we're going to start off in quadruped position here with our knees underneath our pelvis, hip distance apart with the toes tucked under at the back. Check that your back is in a nice neutral position there, so you haven't dropped down, and you're going to feel that you've lengthened through the top of the head there with your face directly facing towards the ground. Hand positions can be forwards, or you can make fists if you prefer. I'm going to have my fingers towards each other there. So you're going to do a nice steady breath all the way through the rib cage. And a nice slow exhale. Lovely. And again, inhale. And exhale. Remember, we're not trying to force out all of the air. It's fairly gentle exhale there. And then one more inhale. Nice slow exhale as you lengthen through the top of the head. Going to hold your breath, pause. Slowly stretch your ribs here. Keep lengthening. And then when you're ready to take a breath in, just take a breath in here. And exhale, elbows down, hands and forearms pressing into the floor, eye line towards your knees. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. Exhale. Hold your breath, pause. Slowly stretch your ribs here, lengthening through your spine. Eye line should be towards your knees there. So you've got a nice diagonal from the pelvis to the top of the head there. When you're ready to take a breath, we're going to inhale here. On the exhale, fingertips together, elbows out, head lightly resting down, pelvis still above your knees there. Inhale. And exhale. And then one more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath, pause. Slowly stretch your ribs here. Still pressing your hands and forearms into the floor to give you that lovely support there through the pose. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale. And exhale. We're going to come back into quadruped position, this time with the fingertips facing forwards. Inhale, we're going to rock back without tucking. Exhale, come forwards. Just back into normal quadruped. Inhale, rocking back. Exhale. And then one more here. Inhale. And exhale. You're going to hold your breath, pause. Slowly stretch your ribs, and then we're going to load through and come up. Pop your feet towards the corners of the mat if you want to, really loading through the arms there. And then when you're ready to take a breath, we're going to inhale, exhale, knees coming back down, hip distance apart, toes hip distance apart as well. Inhale, rocking back, lengthening through the glutes there. Exhale, coming forwards. And then one more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. We're going to load through, come up again. Draw the heels down. Feet to the sides of the mat there, loading through the arms. Draw the heels down towards the floor there. Curling your head and then inhale. And exhale, knees coming down. Bring the feet in again. And when you're ready, we're going to do one more here. Inhale, coming back, lengthening through the glutes. Exhale, coming forwards. And then one more here. Inhale. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. We're going to load through, come up, draw the heels down, feet towards the mat there. curling your head, curling your back a little bit more. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale and exhale, coming down. Lovely. And we're going to come down onto the floor. And we're going to do bridge here. So we're going to have this inversion just to really help with any heaviness. Feet are hip distance apart. You don't want them too far out because when you come up, you want your knees pretty much above your ankles. We're going to have the arms in the low position here, and we're going to stay up, just do a little bit of glute work as well. So inhale and exhale. Breathing into the sides and into the back. And exhale. And then one more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So we're going to tip up, draw up through the knees there. And we're going to bring the arms up all the way to the top. You can gently sort of check in with the vacuum, give your ribs a little bit more stretch there if they've dropped down a little as you came up. Hold that there for as long as is comfortable. And then we're going to inhale. On the exhale, just bring the arms down. Lovely. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. And again, arms coming up to the top. Really nice and slowly. Reaching towards the fingertips there. Lovely. When you're ready, we're going to inhale. And exhale. Arms coming down. Staying in this position just for 1 more breath here. Inhale. Nice slow exhale. And then hold your breath. Stretch your ribs, arms coming up to the top. Reach towards your fingertips there. And then inhale. And exhale, bring your arms down. And we are going to use a bolster now. So if you've got a cushion or any sort of bolster, we're just going to pop that behind the pelvis just to give ourselves a little inversion there. Arms just lightly pressing into the floor again, and on the breath hold, we're going to bring the feet up into the 90-90 position here. So you can have the ankles dorsiflex to start off with here. Inhale, and exhale. 1 more breath here, and exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs, so bringing one leg up and then the other leg up here. Keep pressing the arms into the floor. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale. Exhale, popping both heels down. Lovely. Inhale. And exhale. And then 1 more breath. Nice slow exhale. Gonna hold your breath, pause, slowly stretch your ribs, and again bring one leg up and the other leg up as well. You can pop them together if that's more comfortable for you, or you can have them hip distance apart there. Hold that for as long as you can, and then we're gonna inhale here. Exhale, popping your heels down. And then we're just going to do 1 more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs, and again, right leg coming up into the 90-90 position. And the other one coming up. Pressing into the floor with your hands. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale. Exhale, pop the legs back down, and we're going to bring the left leg up into the air here with the right heel on the floor. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. And exhale. Hold the breath. Stretch the ribs and then bring the hands into first position. Bring them up to the top and you can just have a little bit more of a stretch there. If you've got the space. And then inhale. And exhale, bring your arms down. Keep that leg up in the air. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs and again, hands into first. Coming up. Give yourself a bit more of a stretch there if you want to. Lovely, and then inhale. Exhale, arms back down onto the floor and we're going to switch. We'll have the right leg up into the air there. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs, hands into first position, bringing them up to the top. Give yourself a little bit more of a stretch there. Lovely, and then inhale. And exhale, arms coming down, back into the V position there. Inhale. And exhale. And then one more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Keep pressing into the floor. Bring your hands into first. Arms up and into the stretch there. Inhale when you're ready. Exhale, bring your arms down and we're just going to come off the bolster and we're going to come into the floor stretch position here. So if you just want to extend the left leg, pop the right leg over and we're going to draw up just a little bit at the front of the pelvis here. Right hand above the left with the palms to the floor there. Shoulders nice and heavy towards the floor. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs, arms coming up all the way to the top. Careful not to arch your back as you come up. Into that full stretch there. Hold that for as long as is comfortable. And then we're going to stay here. Inhale. And exhale. And then one more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs here. Keep that little stretch through with the arms if that's comfortable for you. Again, check your back of the ribs are on the floor there. And then inhale. And exhale, bring your arms down. We're going to put the left foot over the right, left hand nearest to your chin there. Inhale. And exhale. Tucking the toes up just a little. One more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs, arms coming up to the top. Keep the back of the ribs on the floor, holding that in the full stretch there. Should feel really lovely with the vacuum here. And then we're going to inhale. And exhale. And then one more breath here. Nice slow exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs here. Keeping that lengthened position there, and then when you're ready, take a breath. And we are going to keep the right leg extended and just bring the left leg in towards us there. You can have your toes relaxed or you can tuck them up, whatever you prefer. And we're going to do a couple of breaths here. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. And during this rib stretch, I'm just going to lengthen that leg and bring the other leg in. Lovely. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale here. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then one more breath. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs, and then we're going to lengthen that top leg. Bring the left one in there. Hold that for as long as is comfortable, and then we're going to bring both legs in. Just wiggle your toes around there. And then we're going to roll over, slowly come up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that really helped any sort of feelings of heaviness that you've been getting. And I'll look forward to seeing you again next week. Let me know how you got in the comments. Take care, bye.